This is Dirshu MB Siman as we continue learning. Helcha is Birchas Abeira Siman Reish Beis. We're up to Sif Dalet. We began reading the Sif in the previous year. To quickly read it again, we're talking about Shemen Zayis. We're talking about olive oil. And what is the story? If you eat olive oil, says the Machaber, if you drink it, you don't make a bracha on it because it damages. However, if you eat it with bread, then you still don't make a bracha. Why? Because it's such an error. The pasta is the tefillah. The bread is the main. But if you drink it, then it does not damage. It's good for your throat. Then Havale, the Shemin is the Ikram of Archale Bayre Priya 8. The minimum is coming the Rafua Ella Lahachila. Havale Nigrain Ikram in Archale Nigrain. You don't make a bracha on the Nigrain, and the Ramah here throws in Shahako. We have to see what that is. So says the Mr. Bura Sivkat al Chavav Kamay Shehu olive oil as this Bloit Aruvis Tavarachal Aklish Kayach Shemen. Sivkat al Chav Zayin Azuki Mazikle, it damages Afilu Cheshed Begrunning Nami in a Mavarich. Even if you have a throat issue, so you're drinking this olive oil, you don't make a bracha. The Shemin Kamay Shehu Ein Nehenam Imenu, you don't get a benefit from it, and therefore there is no bracha. If you eat it together with bread, pirush avagavdim apasin amazik la shemen. It doesn't damage v'adrabban enemy mizah. You're getting benefit. Avalam al kapanim mevarach alav misham tavle pas ekom miftar beberachas haperis. You still don't make a bracha on it. Why? Because the bread is the ikar, and therefore it is not potter with the bracha on the peiros. Upaiter esat tefillah. So again, you make a bracha on the bread and you pater up the tefillah, you pater up the shemen zayis. If Katul Chavtes and the Mishnah Berurah explains, afilu haya shemen harbi, you have a lot of oil. Nami ino ella tafel pas. Even if you have a lot of oil, it's still considered tafel to the bread. This is where you have oil together with the bread. If you're having the oil, why? Because it's chayshesh begrainai, because your throat hurts you. Then you only have a little bit of bread. Really, you want to have oil, but oil by itself is not good. So you're having a little bit of bread to get down the oil. Mikri, believe it or not, Hashem and Ikru, Paiter Abbas, Tefillah, no pater up the bread, Vein Tzarch Lita, you don't have to wash your hands, Levar Chamaitzi, Vish Cholker, Shilu, Dafech, Hagavna Abbas Ikru, which of course, I think in our Metzias, I don't know if anyone drinks olive oil, but I would assume in our Metzias, the bread will always be the Ikru, and therefore, of course, you'll wash Hamaitzi, etc. But if you have it together, May Silkas have got the Lamb, who didn't know everyone Mesa Sharmashkin, Vidin Shanana, May Hashem, like Days Zev, Mazik, which I'm sure there are drinks in our health conscious world which have olive oil in them and maybe a large quantity of olive oil in them, and you're just having other ingredients to be able to consume the olive oil, then Sivkat Lamed Aleph, Lo Yave Hashem in Eker, Timirachich Merape is an Igran, Vafal Gav, the Igran Merubal Hashem, even though it's more. Toloya Azlinan Kan Basaroi Vamashkel Kodav Shaker Kavanasai Huaker Linear Bracha Vashin Nifta Bracha. It goes by what your kavana is. So if your kavana is to have the olive oil and you're just having everything else to get down the olive oil, then that would be the bracha. And therefore, you'd make an ebaybreit, varach labaybreit, lacham in shalosh im shaskar shir, and afterwards you can make a al ha'eit if you have the shir as zaitim or the shivas haminim. But if the nigran is ikris, if gatalam megimul masham tivri ataz, the marish may silka ima roiv ligabi Hashem. The roiv is not the oil. If Hashem nitvaloi, aval magen Avram kasa afilu ben nigran muat a little bit of a nigran nami nigran ikru kol shein l'rafua lecho. Says the magen Avram, no, it depends what your kavan is. Even if it's going to be the minority, but lemaisa, that's what you're having. Shakol so gatalam medalad kain kasa v'rambam sham. Chemul chumatavid Rabbeinu Yoina. V'magen Avram tamad mavur like when we say in Reish Hey the berachas mei shlakes who Adama, big sugi we're gonna have to get to vegetable soup. Agrabi yashvai tachash ametatkin lishtia. Therefore, because over here, what are you doing? Here it is a drink, and that's the reason why you're going to make a shahakol. So we move over to the Dirshu over here, note number 32, that he says regular olive oil you don't get benefit from. Says the Dirshu, even though regarding Barley flour, says the Shulchan Aruch, you make a shahakal even though it damages you. Mishmur over there is going to explain you have anah from it even though it damages you, so that's different. But also, our case, you don't have anah, and it's just a damaging force. Sukarot, sukar. Let's say you have a diabetic, and he just has to have the sugar. Says Rav Nissen Krelitz, you make it in the regular bracha, even though excuse me, you're having too much sugar. So you might say it's damaging you. How are you making a bracha? Still, when you eat it, you get benefit from it, and therefore you make a bracha. This will be anyone that's on a diet or anyone that's having food which is not good for him. Still, you make a bracha. And he continues over here, even though you're really over an isser, because you have to take care of your body. But still, and therefore we should ask that, what do you mean? I didn't make a bracha, but you say a berich nirat Hashem. Says Rav Yashiv, no. Only by the bracha achrayna, you don't make for this reason. For bracha rishayna, lamaisa, one little bit doesn't damage you, which means there is something for the bracha to be chal on. So says Rav Yashiv, even on food which damages you, you will, yes, make a bracha. Continues to Dirshu, regular olive oil that we find nowadays, that they remove all the items which are damaging for you. The Paiskim say, Dan, whether it changes the din, says Rav Vosner, even though it's still considered that it damages, and therefore there's no bracha or shahakol, says Rav Letzion, Lemaisa, Sanishtana Teva, and even though you see it doesn't damage, it's no raya. Could be it damages, you just don't know about it, therefore you don't make a bracha on it. However, if you want to drink olive oil, you should make a shackle on something else, says Zar Letzion, pater up the olive oil, which always is a good idea in any scenario that you have to pater up, or you don't know what the bracha, or you have a suffix. Shemin shum shemim, you have sesame seed oil, says the Beis Yosef, in the name of the Avud Raham, you make a Adama Ibn Oizer, wonders, what do you mean? You should make a shahakal. Again, I don't know if these things are drink or not. And okay, let's move on to Sif Hey. Says the Machaber in Sif Hey, Shkedim Amins, Hamarim that are bitter, Kishem Kitanim when they're small. Mevarich, Bari Priyates, Kitanim when they're large, little klum. Tazuke Mazik, they damage, don't make any bracha of a time of them. Also, what's the reason? L'shem Kitanim when they're small, Laker Achilasmi, a Klip of Inomar is the shell, which is not bitter. Shem Kitanim when it's large, Achilasmi Abifnim is the inside Vumar and it's bitter. V'mitkana, they are the bracha then. Mevarich, Bari Priyates. Let's just do this together with Sivav, which says, Slav, this caper berry, but your Slav, min Elon Shalav Shalai, Sha'olin, the leaves Shalai Ruyun Lachliv Ishbalav Kimin Tamarim, it's like dates. Avyonia Supreme at Slav, Kafrisin, and Klipe, these are all terms we've had in the Gemara Bracha, Shasavav Bri, the shell, the husk, Allah Olin Vala Tamaris, Allah Kafrisin, you make a barbari Adamo, Avyonia Shemikar Abri, you make a barbari Haitz. Says the Mishtabur over here, Sivkatan Lamed Hey. What bracha are you going to make on the shekedim, on the almonds? You're going to make a bayre pri ha'etz v'afal gav, even though the metukim, they're sweet. Kitanim in mavarach el shahakol. Kwan 7 reish dalet. Shiny hasam the inu gemar pri. Over there, it's not the full pri. No one plants them to eat it when they're not ripe. That's why over there in Reish Dalet, we're going to see you make a shahako. When the shkedim are large, they're not royal achila, the opposite. And they're planted to be small, not to lushaber, and therefore you will, yes, make a ha'etz when eaten in the small form, because it's not considered, that's not what it's for, as it is what it's for. Since they're changed for you, the good idea, come on, b'simin yud beis. Sevkatel amazayim avar bar beis v'adin shar minei beis. Shehem chamutzim, that they're sour, amarim bar betav enrun lechil kal, and then you fix them, mitzkan abishlam, then varach bar beis. Aloy be'am is brio. El shenri lachil lekach mani taken. If it's a pre, it's just difficult to eat in their stage, and therefore you cook it, etc., then yes, you'll make a ha'etz. Allah al tomorrow is sevkatel amachas, says mishtabura, she'inul chashuv naikari pre-eitz, is not called a pre-eitz. Al kafrisim mishavdena kapri mikol makom b'diavad and birich al kafrisim bar pre-eitz, you are yatzil, and kalipes pomerantzin shetaignim b'dvash. They would fry in honey these shells. You would be yoitze. So for a moment, let's look at the Dirshu over here, which the Dirshu teaches us in Sivkatan number 34, that if you're drinking this for the Nigrain, the Nigrain is going to be the Iker, and then you're going to have to make up Allah eights. What is the shear? Says the Kaf Chayim. The shemen itself, without any sear of mashkin, has to be that it floats on its own. We have to see what the shear is. Now, if they're not ready to at all, note 36. What about lemons? Says the Rav Payalim. If the imdas mari castro shemvarach aleim klal, why? 1 second. Yeah, she'en varachan alei klal. You don't make a bracha on that at all. Why? Mishum shemazikim barav, because they're so sour. Because of shenir zed davka b'lemon chamutzim. Oh, the very sour lemons. A person mamish can't eat due to their sourness. But a small lemon, which is not so sour, and you could eat it, you make a shakol, says the Kaf Chayim and the Ksesa Shulchan. The Rav Payalim adds on, even a lemon, chamotz, a sour lemon, harbe near shein lachem lo bracha klal, you should not eat it. Why? Because it could be you get some benefit if you shapat or something else. Now, what about a sweet lemon? Says the Kaf Chayim, you make a ha'etz. Our Letzion says the normal lemons that we have nowadays are ha'etz because they're edible. However, Zalman says, no, you make ha'etz on a lemon. Why? Because you put it in your kais tea just to sweeten it. And I guess that would really be the litmus test. If really what the lemon is doing, it's just there in your sweet, it's there in your Coke, and then you just want to go and you're eating it. So then l'chayr would be like Rishon Zalman, that's not the norm to eat it. You make a shahakol, but maybe if someone does eat it all the time, it would sound like there's a makam to make a regular ha'etz. Now, what if you plant trees just for the shells of the fruits, as Aruch HaShulchan? Then you would make eights of such a shell. Maybe it's like a orange peel. You know, they make chocolate-covered ones. I don't know. It could be that those are made b'dafka, so it would be a eights. What about esroik? It says the Kaf Chayim, the name of many achrayim. If you soften it with honey and sugar, etc., then you make a eights. Even if you just soften the outside shell, then if you only do that klipa as esrog adaka, then you make a shahaka like other klipas or vazner of Nisin the esrog shell derech lasa yechida yalidei. That is the way to eat it. So you make a eitz because that's the normal way to eat it. I believe that is the minhag when people have esrog pieces. If there's pieces on it, we do make a ha'itz on it, and we'll pick it up in Siyata the Shmaya from Sif Zayin.